Hey everybody, it's Scott Cooks. We're in our Ninja Combi again tonight, and this time we're going to do a full-blown Ninja Combi meal. So this is the full deal. This isn't just one little piece or two little pieces. This is a three-way operation. We'll be doing a smoked Gouda macaroni and cheese. We'll be doing some sirloin tender steaks and steamed squash. So all of that's going to happen at the same time in the Ninja Combi. Let me show you what we're going to do. So here's everything we're going to do tonight. Artisan crafted smoked Gouda, basically macaroni and cheese with a Gouda instead of like a cheddar. That's going to be good. I've got two fresh yellow squashes here. We'll cut those up for steaming. And one of my favorite little steaks here recently is a sirloin tender steak. I've had these a few times. They really are very, very tender. So we're going to cook those up. And we're going to do everything in that combi at the same time, except you will see me at the end pouring some of this McCormick mushroom gravy on it. This will just be done on the stove top while everything else is cooking. Well, let's go ahead and get started. And to do that, before we do any of this, we have to do a little prep work. And to prep it, we're going to need about 6 cups of water in this Ninja Combi pan. If your recipe calls for 4, do 6 anyway, unless you're trying to combine the water with something else. But just to boil the noodles, I want about 6 cups. The reason is, when you put the Ninja Combi on Ninja Meal, what it does, or Combi Meal, what it does is at first it steams, it preheats and it steams for about 6.5 minutes. Okay, that's pretty normal, it's what it does. So you're going to lose some of your water in the first 6.5 minutes. Not a lot, but you will lose a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to throw 6 cups of water in there. There's a measurement going right up the side here. So we can actually put twice that much water in until it gets to max. Max is right at the top of my finger. So you can actually hold about 12 cups of water in there if you wanted to. I don't want to. We've got a few more things to get ready. And the first is to go ahead and start that preheat. Pan with the water. Slide it in. And this is the heavy-duty metal rack, shelf, whatever you want to call it, that comes with this. You want to slide that in position number 2. And because we need to preheat that as well for the steak. Okay, here we go. Door shut. In this case, our lever, I don't know if you can see that, our lever at the top needs to be in the up position for about what we're about to do. Power up. We're going to hit Combi Meals, which is the top choice, so that's a default. Just leave everything alone. Even if that's not your cooking temperature, just leave it be for the preheat, okay? And that's it. You can set a timer somewhere if you want, but you got about 6.5 minutes, and this thing is going to start counting down from 15 minutes. So make sure you're back in here to stop it. So after it preheats, we need to get our steak on the top and get our noodles inside and get our squash all on the top. I'll show you how. There's no reason to panic. It's very easy. All right, so we got about 6.5 minutes before it kicks on. So we got about 6.5 minutes to get our prep done. If you're not done, don't panic, don't worry. You can simply go to your Combi and hit the stop button. And believe me, it's gonna keep on boiling in there for a little while and stay crazy hot. We're going to cut our squash and just throw them in a bowl and throw some seasoning on them just to get them ready. Also, make sure you have your crisping tray handy dandy ready as well. This is what we're going to put the squash on. Season to taste with whatever you want to season it with. This could also be broccoli. Steams very well. Asparagus steams very well. So there's lots of things you could be steaming up on that rack. Next up, is going to be our steak. We're just going to season it with the exact same seasoning. I don't want a whole lot of seasoning because I am going to be pouring the mushroom gravy on these later on. Boy, those look good. And for that, I'm just going to grab a regular old plate just so I can make it easy for me to carry these to the Combi. We always want to keep everything as easy on ourselves as we can. Lightly season. I like to give everything a little press. Rotate. A little more over there. Oh yeah, these are going to be great. We've got about 2 minutes to go, I think, and you can already see the steam building. I'll turn the light on in there. You can see everything is all steamed up. That's what it's supposed to do. All right, preheat just ended. All you need to do is open the door. That'll pause it. Once we close the door, we can adjust our times and temperatures and things like that. I cannot stress to you enough how important it is for safety here. This is insanely hot. Okay? Get it open. You don't want to lose too much heat, so work quickly. Let's get your noodles in. Give them a little stir around. All right, I hope you can see everything I'm about to do, but if not, it's pretty straightforward. I'm taking the crisping tray that we're going to steam the squash on, and we're going to bring that out. And I think it's going to be best if we just go ahead and pull this all the way out. So I'm going to get a second glove on real quick. I don't like to pull it too far because it will tip forward, and then we will get burned. So we'll work quickly. Get this down in. Okay. We just want it to sit up on the top, right above the noodles like so. We want to go ahead and get our squash laid out on it. Spread it out the best you can. And back in, work quickly, but at the same time, let's try not to lose too much heat. Not to worry, this thing retains heat quite a bit. All right, next up, go into the steaks, and hopefully we'll hear a nice sizzle when they hit the rack up here. Minor sizzle. Minor. But she's going to sizzle in a minute, as soon as we get this thing on. All right, next thing you need to do is, this dependent on, you may not be following my exact recipe, so you need to figure out your own times. I'll explain. Let's go ahead and get that door shut. So, the noodles take 13 minutes. How long does the steak take? Well, the steaks are pretty thin. So what we're going to do is set our temperature to 400, and we're going to set our time to, 14 minutes. And that should do it. Those squash should be soft. The steak should be cooked. Now, I'm probably going to have to flip those steaks. Although, I did a similar recipe the other day, just testing things out, and I did not have to flip. But we got our temperature probe ready, our thermopen. We'll check it about 7 minutes. We'll see if the squash is getting cooked. We'll see if the steak is getting cooked. And this is just a fantastic device. We've got our gravy bubbling over there on the stove. And in about 1 minute or so, 2 minutes, I'm going to flip those steaks. I can smell them, so I know we're doing good. We're steaming and cooking, which always makes things a little more tender, I think. You know, the old steam and crisp method you probably seen me do a million times in the Speedy and the Foodie. Well, this is similar to that. Time to flip the steaks. Oh, okay. We want to work quickly, but I do want to show you what we're looking like here. Can you see? Anyway, I don't know if you can see that. Nice, just starting to brown up. We're going to flip them. I do want to get my probe in. I can already see that they're a little undercooked. I want to get my probe in at least one of these real fast, just to see when I want to pull them. Try not to hit the bottom of the tray, just in the meat. Okay. I may got a false reading there. I'm going to just brown up the tops. I think they're about ready. So the steaks are going to be done well before the rest of the food. Let's grab the whole tray. Out we go. Oh, yeah, the squash. Let's take a good look at the squash now that we can. Oh, yeah, they're already soft inside. All right. I'm very happy. Just to keep you up to speed on what we're doing, the combi has finished. I just pulled the squash off with some tongs, just put them in a serving bowl. Next up, I'm going to use those same tongs, and I'm going to take the crisping tray out, set it aside, and then I'm going to drain the water through a colander in the sink to get my noodles into a bowl for the cheese. Alrighty, noodles are drained, super hot. Needless to say, I do not believe this will work with that powdered cheese mix, so I don't think I would try that. You're going to need the good cheese in the bag like this. And you know, I don't want to mention brands, but you know what I'm talking about. There we go. Well, here you go. Combi. Everything except this gravy right here. We've got our Gouda macaroni, our steamed squash, a couple sirloin steaks, all done at the same time. I did pull the steaks early. You know, that's a matter of temperature. You could leave them in, have them well done. You could pull them out even earlier, have them a little less done. I temperature probed them. They're about what I want for this style of steak. So I'm pretty excited about this combi. I did everything really well. It's just a little bit of coordination. That's all. When you're doing a meal, if you're just throwing one thing in there, then it's pretty easy. Well, this is my favorite part of the whole thing. The taste test. It's the steak. There's no pink remaining in it. I might have left it in a bit too long. I was just trying to get that crispy sear on the top, so I probably could have pulled it about 1-2 minutes earlier, but it's fine. Let's try it. Still pretty tender. That gravy's good. All right, let's see how we did on steaming our squash. Soft, tender, perfect. Oh, that really is good. That's very good. I didn't do anything to that squash except steam it and put a little of this pink Himalayan stuff on top after I put it on the plate. Let's go ahead and try that Gouda mac. It sure does smell like Gouda. Let's see if it tastes like it. Smoky Gouda. Very good. And I want to add that the noodles are cooked just perfect. They're just slightly past al dente, a little more than slightly, but not overcooked, not undercooked. Say 14 minutes in that boiling water was just right. I was a little worried about that because pasta can go a little crazy on you sometimes. Anyway, that is absolutely delicious. It was so easy to do. Few minutes of prep, throw it all in, watch the timer, boom, you're done. You ain't dirtying up this, that, and the other. It's just, I got a pan and a crisper and a tray to wash. That's it. Which, by the way, all this non-stick stuff in the combi, it's practically just throw water at it and it's clean. So anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm just trying to show off some of the features of the Ninja Combi. A little less about the meal, more about the combi in this one. What can it do? Wow, it can do a lot. We got more coming. Throw a like out there if you like it. Leave me some comments. Hit that bell for notifications. Subscribe to the channel, which just means to follow. There's no fee involved in subscribing. It's just you follow me, and then the more people that follow me, the more YouTube throws it out there for more people to watch. We do have a membership plan. You can help support the channel in that way as well if you feel like it. That's it. We'll see you soon on the next video.